once I find the
What
countdown.
is going on, everybody? We are live. No countdown today. We're going to go straight into it. We got a great class today. Let's let the people come in, pile in, so we can get as many people educated in regards to gains. Man, I'll tell you. So I've been working now with gains for about a few months now, probably 5-6 months. And the more I jump into gains, the more and learn about it, the more excited I get. To be quite honest with you, it's just an epic protocol that I'm going to show you some really cool stuff here that I think everybody's going to be excited about. Again, if you're joining here for the first time, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be bringing you lots and lots of content in regards to crypto, in regards to DeFi specifically. That's really where I've gained my notoriety over the years. And you're going to get some really good alpha. I've been really working on bringing lots and lots of value over the last few months so that everybody can really start to understand exactly how DeFi works, how you can make money, how you can really make passive income, how you can become the bank. And so let's give it a couple more minutes. But before we start jumping into gTrade, I actually wanted to show you all some things here that are, in my opinion, it's very interesting. The markets have just blasted all of a sudden about 2 hours ago. No, maybe like 3 or 4 hours ago. I take that back. Maybe even 6 hours ago. Jeez, Louis, this day's been moving so fast. But I was out at lunch with my business partner, and Bitcoin was at, I don't know, 76. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there and it pumps up to like 81. And I'm like, now what? This thing is just like a bipolar ex-girlfriend. And so, essentially what happened was Trump lifted all these extreme trades except for China. And then what ended up happening was he ended up putting a temporary trade tariff of 10% for all the other countries, where they're like, because so many countries allegedly are reaching out to him and trying to negotiate this. And so he's put like a temporary 3-month 10% tariff, except for China. China's like, now, I don't even know, like what, 150%? Somebody who's there, type in the chat. Guys, gals, do me a favor though and smash that like button, because that's going to bring more people. And we want to be teaching people about gains, because I'm about to show you guys, I'm going to show you some of the new things that they have going on. But I want to show you all like the tokenomics of this protocol are out of this world. They are out of this world. All right, so check this out. So we got Marty Party. Global markets close across the board approximately 10% up, taking back most of the move down from Friday morning last week and weekend. That's huge. I mean, I saw some of these stocks, like, I don't know if any of you were watching, like Apple was down like 25% yesterday from a couple days ago. And I was like, what? Like Apple, $1 trillion. I forget how much it was down. It was down like, I want to say like 600 billion. All right. 600 billion or 700 billion. It was insane. It was just way too much. But look at this move up on Ethereum. Jeez Louise. I mean, it literally gapped up. When you see a crypto, like, it's not even a God candle, it just like gaps up. That's wild. That's wild. I mean, earlier today it was at 1450. Now it's roughly around 1650. We'll take a look at it here on what's it called, on gains. And then this is the global M2, which, you know, they're saying usually Bitcoin is like a lagging indicator, the global M2 serves as a leading indicator for Bitcoin. And you can see that it just follows the global M2. And so we're starting to see, or we've seen this over the last 4 months, just mega pumping. So there could be something here. There could be something here. There's also like there's still bears here. All right. There's still bears here, but who knows? All right. Who knows? Maybe this thing is going to keep going up, and maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm here for the ride like everybody else. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up today is that gTrade is now trading on Solana, which is really cool. And so if you go to gTrade.com and then you just come here and you click, you can trade it on Arbitrum, which is where I trade, to be quite honest with you. ApeChain, Base, Polygon, Solana, and then Sepolia, which is, I guess you can practice there. I've never tried it, but that may be something for some of you who want to get into gTrade and check that out. And by the way, if you're in gTrade already and you don't have this refer set up, pop in Swami Crypto. Do me a favor, pop in Swami Crypto there as your refer. I want to make sure that you get some, or I get some credit, not you. I get some credit for teaching you guys these things. All right, teaching you guys these things in regards to gTrade. But only if you like what I'm about to teach you. Only if you like what I'm about to teach you in regards to gTrade. I use gTrade for all my leverage trading, and I'm very keen on leverage trading. I also have some managed vaults where, like, we have algorithms that we found from some of the best traders in the world. Right now, they're not on gTrade, but we are in the process of building them. Hopefully, in the coming few months, you'll see. And you'll have the ability to trade with us on gTrade with our managed vaults. And I'll tell you, especially the amount of volume that we've been bringing in our managed vaults, gTrade is the best because gTrade has that zero slippage for those of you that are bigger whales. But anyways, do me a favor, plug in Swami Crypto, all one word, into that refer, or there's a link here in the chat that you guys can get access to. And I do have other videos in my live videos in YouTube. Check those out. I've taught how to leverage trade. I've taught the real deep stuff into what makes gTrade and gains.trade so different and so unique that I think you guys will really like some of that old content. Now, we've got some really cool stuff right now. Okay, and gTrade is running a GNS contest. So what is GNS? GNS is is the cryptocurrency of the ecosystem of gains. And I'm going to show you, one, why I'm super bullish on this crypto, but two, how you can actually make some additional money on this. So starting with the gTrade contest, or the GNS contest. So currently, there are, oh my gosh, this person is killing it. Look at this. This person's up 165% in just a few days. So there's a competition where if you win, or if you're trading here, you could end up winning a portion of this 10,000 GNS. All right. And I think GNS, I was checking it earlier, it's at $1.30. So you can win a portion of, of this 10K GNS. So they got some super huge incentives. So if you win, again, this individual has a lot of volume going on right here, $1 million in USD. So they're in the leaderboard right now at 3,500 GNS. So they're taking this 10,000 GNS and they're splitting it among everybody else. So I would definitely jump in here. All right. This trader must be going in and out. Yeah, you can see here 12 trades, and they're using probably some very, very high leverage, here. But this is crazy, man. I need to get in contact with this trader. This trader is out of control. I want to set up a managed vault for them. But you can see a lot of the other traders currently they're not earning anything, and there's only about 20 people right now. So if you're really good, man, get on in here. And I mean, I'm about to show you how gTrade really is crushing, and how you can really take advantage of this cryptocurrency very soon. The other thing too is that gTrade has going on is they've launched a GGNS vault. Now, the way that gTrade works is they have these multiple different vaults where you have different abilities to provide liquidity as for collateral to make trades. All right, and this is the way the whole ecosystem works. So you can see right now, like just on your USDC, you can put it in here. You're earning 14.41%. This is great, man. Actually, this is fantastic. I actually have a 3-bullet system. I'm going to put some of my bullets in here when I leverage trade on gTrade. This is fantastic. So you can also put it in ETH and be earning 11.12%. This is way better than that garbage APY that you get for staking ETH. You know, I don't know how everybody gets so excited about that. They're just like, oh yeah, I got my 4% ETH. I'm like, you're excited about 4% in Ethereum? I'm like, man, you don't know anything about DeFi, really, do you? Like, and then DAI, the volume has been pretty low, and that's why you don't see that APY so high. But you know, it looks like a lot of people are using gETH and GUSD as collateral. And I think that GGNS is going to be right up there with it. And, you know, given that, you know, you can earn additional rewards here in GGNS, as the volume starts to pick up, you'll start to see this APY go up. And in my opinion, obviously way better than USDC, but above Ethereum, GGNS is outperforming Ethereum, and it will continue to outperform Ethereum. And let me explain to you why I think that. So if you see here, this is the chart. This is the 1 day, all right, which, you know, it's been rallying against ETH since February, and it's been like arguably like sideways since like November of last year. The price has definitely come down, but it's starting to really come up. And you can see here, the last time we were here was October of last year. And so I think that GNS is really starting to rally. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. This is against Ethereum. Now, I've shown you all in some of my latest videos, like how I'm looking to scale in more GNS. And I use this momentum indicator to get in, okay, to tell me when is the optimal time to get in. And then realistically, what I like to do is I like to DCA out as well. I don't like for my indicators to like turn red, and especially if it goes parabolic. I like to be taking profit, and I back tested it, and that's usually the best bet. But in the case of GNS, I'm going to show you all why I'm planning on hodling this thing a little bit harder than everything else. Now, it's only a few cents away. We're at like, what, 130? Yeah, so like 9 cents away from crossing this barrier, or 10 cents away from crossing this barrier. And, you know, we still have a little bit ways to go here. Let's see, percentage-wise, how much is it to get up here? 20%. That's a nothing burger in crypto. In crypto world, that is a nothing burger. All right. But anyways, this thing is, in my opinion, it could be ready to blast. And again, let me show you what I'm looking at. All right. So check this out. All right. I wanted to show you the difference. So I think I did this in December. Somebody who remembers, I think my first one was December or early January, where I talked about gains. Yeah, it was January, because you can see right here. This is where I took the screenshot. All right. Now check this out. All right. You can see right here, this is the Dune board that they have. If somebody has access to that Dune board, you can put it in the chat. But check this out. So the way that GNS works, it's unlike any other crypto out there. All right. So it's got a circulating supply, but what they do is they take a portion of the fees and they end up giving those fees back to the community in the form of a buyback and burn. So essentially what they do is they buy GNS and then they take that GNS and throw it in the incinerator, and that the GNS that they buy goes bye-bye forever. Okay. And so you can see right here, this was back in January. We were a little bit over 1.5 million GNS, okay, that had been burnt, right? And here we were at like 33 million is the supply. So you can see this is the burn, and then this is the actual supply. So this movement, if this one's going down, that's not a good thing. If this one's going up, that's definitely not a good thing. All right. Both of these will always move inverse as long as Gains has volume. Okay. As long as they have volume, because that's how they, oh shoot. Let's see here. That's how they make money. So let's go here. All right. So here's I took this, I believe in February, early February. I took this screenshot and they were still doing really well. Like in the past 30 days, they had burned 549,000. So call it 550. But look at this. They had burned from that time that I took the picture here to here, almost double the amount of GNS. All right. Almost double the amount of GNS. At this point in time, they had burned almost 10% of the supply. All right. Huge. Now check this out. You can see here, before it was at 32 million or 33 million. We were like up here back in January or a little bit past that. And now we crossed this 32 million. So this is the picture that I took today. All right. And you can see that it still has been burning. And look at where we're at right here. We're at past 31 million, approaching 30 million GNS. All right. In terms of their supply. Now, let's take a look at a few things. All right. So this is truly deflationary tokenomics. All right. And by the way, like I'm thinking of how we do. Hey Jay, how's it going? I'm thinking of how, because we're planning on doing a token as well for our NFT holders. There's no guarantees, but we're looking to do that. And essentially, like I'm looking at what Gains is doing here, and the way they did this was exactly the way I would have done it. And so you can check out right here. So if at 325,000 burned every 30 days, it would take 8 years to get to one Gains or one GNS token. At 650,000, which we're very close. All right, we're very close. And by the way, this screenshot, this was taken like or this was calculated, I believe, in like November or October. So we're even like closer to this. But look at this, 650,000 tokens. If it's burned every 30 days, you're looking to get to one GNS, 4.2 years. It's probably closer to like 3.8 years right now or so. Okay. If the market starts to moon, excuse me, if the market starts to moon and we start to go to like 975K, then we get to 2.8 years before we get to one token. And check this out. If it goes to its all-time hot historical volume, which I don't know if I should be saying this right now, but I think you need to know. All right. They may be even Gains is like what sets Gains apart. They have like Forex on the blockchain. They have gold, commodities, and they may even be, they used to have stocks. They may even be bringing stocks back. I'm not sure, but they may be bringing back stocks. I think it's not unreasonable with the momentum that they have going that we can get to this number. There's far more impossible things in the world that I would look at. And if this is the case, we would be at 1 GNS in 1.54 years. And then if you double the all-time historical volume, which is totally doable, guys and gals. These guys, I've been meeting with them. I actually show up to the meetings, and they are crushing in terms of their what they're building. All right. They have a new V10 coming out. We'll cover it next month. There's some very, very exciting things. We're going to be able to basically now do like potentially, we got to wait till V10 comes out, but we'll be able to do now, instead of going super high leverage, we can do less than 1x leverage, which is really cool. I really like that because I'm a little bit more risk averse. But there's going to be some really, really cool things that they got coming up in V10 that I think everybody's going to really like. But look, if we get to double the all-time historical volume, which is totally doable, we would get to 1 GNS in 0.77 years. And now it's probably less because this was done in what, September, October, November. I don't know when it was. Okay. Now, let me show you what I'm doing with GNS. All right. Currently, what I'm doing is I've actually set up a liquidity pool. All right. I've set up a liquidity pool so that I can earn fees in the form of GNS. All right. Now, usually I only like reserve this for my students. So I'm giving you guys like some big alpha here. But check this out. Look at so I actually set this up. I'll show you here in a second. Look at this. All right. I put in 2350 into this pool. Yearly, there's been a lot of volume. All right. A lot of volume and not so much liquidity, which if I am going to do a liquidity pool, I don't do liquidity pools on like BTC, ETH, all that garbage. You're going to get wrecked in impermanent loss. It's not worth it. But if you can find a token where there's there's high volume and low liquidity, that's where you can crush. Like I had my liquidity pool going. I took a screenshot. Let me see if I can pull it up here in a few seconds. But I took a screenshot and I was up $52 in the matter of just 2 days off the same $2,300. All right. Off the same $2,300. So it was crushing. And so what did I do? And you can see right here, this is my latest pool. I just set this up a couple of hours ago, so there hasn't been too much volume. But some of you degens are going to buy GNS. I know it. I'm up 50 cents just in the last few hours. But once somebody comes in and starts buying a shit ton of gTrade, that's where you're going to start making tons and tons of money. All right. Now, why do I think that gTrade is going to crush? So check this out. In terms of holders revenue in the last 30 days, gTrade is number 13 in the world. Let me bring this microphone closer to me. gTrade is number 13 in the world. So the one of the protocols that brings the most amount of value to its holders, okay, and has a buyback and burn mechanism, which, you know, maybe Ethereum has that, but it's like they haven't been burning more because ETH has just been sucking the last few, the last few years really has been sucking. But you have a protocol that's making money and giving back to the holders. Like, this is insane. They're at 13 in the entire world. And they're above Pendle. They're above Venus. They're above Avalanche. They're above TON. They're above Synthetics. They're above Convex. They're above Fulcrums, Beefy. I mean, you name it, right? Like, number 13, and check this out, all right? Check this out. Look at where they're at in terms of market cap, 696th. Like, if this isn't a value prop to you guys, and you're taking a look at, things like this, where they're just like burning this amount. And as the volume goes, and by the way, we're in such a shitty market right now. We're in such a shitty market. I think everybody would agree. The bears are tired. The bulls are tired. Everybody's tired in this market. Everybody's tired. Do me a favor, everybody, real quick. Smash that like button. Smash that like button and share this video with somebody so that we teach them that there still are cash flowing, non-Ponzi scheme opportunities in crypto, which in my opinion, all meme coins are Ponzi schemes. All right. I don't care what you say. Oh, but the community, get out of here with that crap. All right. The real community is going to be the real community that celebrates is the one that makes money together. This community, the GNS community, our community at the ARC are the communities that celebrate because we make money together, not just the people who started it. Everybody makes money together. That's the way we all got to be rolling. And that's the way crypto's got to start rolling. Because that honestly, that's why I got into crypto. All right. So now what am I doing? So what am I doing with these fees? Okay. What am I doing with these fees? So the way I'm rolling this is I'm getting these fees. And then what I do is I come back here to this gTrade, and I'm going to provide liquidity so that people can use my GNS as collateral. All right, as collateral. Now you can see here I have 77. So let's say, for instance, in this situation, I'm gonna get paid in GNS for my liquidity pool and ETH. What I'm doing is, because I've seen this chart, and you can clearly see that GNS, it's so tempting to say GNS, so easy, rolls off the tongue. But GNS is easily outpacing Ethereum. And let's see by how much, actually, I'm curious. So right here was kind of the all-time low, all the way up to here. It's outpacing Ethereum by 78%. All right. It's outpacing Ethereum by 78%. So I'm good with stacking or trading my Ethereum into GNS and then bringing it straight back here. And you may be looking at this being like, wait, dude, Gaven, that sucks. 1.16% on my GNS. I could do, way better doing, I don't know, whatever, yield farming here or putting it in USDC, right? Okay, wait, hold on, timeout. One, this GNS vault has only been out for a little bit. All right, it's been out, I think it's maybe a week or two. Okay, nobody even knew about this GNS vault. But it's been rumored, another rumor, I don't like to spread rumors, but it's been rumored that the more GNS that you may have staked, the higher the discount that you may have in your fees, okay, when you're trading. So I'm not saying, I'm not confirming or denying, I'm just saying it's been rumored, all right? But this allows you to end up earning more in GNS. And you have this option too here. If you get if you're in here, it shows at, let's see here, that you can lock it for a whole bunch of days. Okay. Like 365 days, 180 days, 30 days. So the longer you lock it, and I don't know what the multiplier is, I couldn't find it. Maybe somebody can drop it in the chat. The longer you stake it, okay, the more that you will, the more GGNS, or you get a GNS at a discount. All right, you get GNS at a discount, so your APY may be even more here. And how do you make money? How does this vault make money? Yeah. So sorry, my wife is trying to call me, so I'm looking at my wife here. So here, the way that it works is you take 20%, all right, of the fees that are being generated from here, and you end up rolling that back in here, and this is where this APY comes at. So the more volume that you get from the fees that are being earned on the GNS that's being used as collateral, the more money this vault is going to make. It's just like anything else. But the cool thing is, this isn't some like bullshit yield farm where they're just Ponzi scheming their coin out there and distributing it out in the form of emissions with no value. Like, you can stake this, all right? You can stake this GGNS, and people are using it. So there's buy pressure for staking it in here. You can get a discount on the GGNS by locking it up, all right? You may want to lock it up for 6 months, whatever. I don't know, all right? Then you're going to get paid in GGNS. And if GGNS keeps going up, which, let's say, for instance, you're probably like, well, the USDC one is paying me 14%, right? Yeah, but what if GNS goes up by 100%, right? So that 1% that you got just went up substantially in value, and it's compounding, right? So this is something that I want to urge everybody to really take a look at. And this is how you can literally become like the broker. You can become the liquidity provider for the broker. And this is the baddest ass thing about DeFi, because straight up, has Bybit ever offered you something like this? The ability to stake this and earn that, or Binance? No way. They're keeping all of those fees. All right. All these huge brokerages, Forex brokerages, have they ever allowed you to do stuff like that? No way. They're keeping their own fees. But here, you guys crush. You guys are the liquidity providers, and you're the ones who are able to keep your pound of flesh in this, and to be able to collaborate with GNS and with your peers and really do peer-to-peer trading, and being in an ecosystem that, for those of you who don't know, GNS has been around since 2021. No exploits, no BS. These guys really know what they're doing. These guys really know what they're doing. Anyways, guys, gals, that's really how where I'm at. So, okay, so Jordan asked a really good question here. Let me put this up. So he said, how will you combat impermanent loss if GNS way outperforms ETH? I won't. I will lose that upside. All right. But what I want to do is I want to have a wide enough range so that if it does go up very quickly, I still have a lot of GNS and I'm making a ton of fees. And on this one, I've done this strategy before with like pairs that are lower down on the market cap. Usually these are the ones that you really crush it. And GNS is really one of those ones that I think is like a hidden gem. I'm not kidding you. This is like, I've been really looking for one crypto or two cryptos that is like really, really good. I haven't touched any new cryptos in like the last 5 or 6 months because I've been so selective, except for gTrade. gTrade is the only one that I've actually been accumulating. And I think that it's really, really primed to be going up. So yeah, anyways, guys, gals, that's all I have today. again, do me a favor. If you are going to use gTrade for trading, you can come here and make sure that the refer says Swami Crypto. I'm going to drop a link in the chat again. All right. And you guys can use that link. By using this link, it also gives me feedback as to if I'm doing a good job and that people are, actually listening to what I'm bringing to you. So again, if you could use the link or put my name there as the refer, I would really appreciate it. And secondly, if you're not part of the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm really doing my best to grow. I want to be at 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And every subscriber helps. But we're also going to be doing lots of like really cool giveaways. Maybe next time, if you're listening over there on the gTrade side, maybe we can do a giveaway. Maybe we can do a giveaway of like, I don't know, 100 GNS or something like that. And we'll start to gamify this. But again, if you're not subscribed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button so you know every single time we have something coming up. Tomorrow, we have a really interesting investing psychology show. We're bringing on Ashley Mosaic. She, she's a star reader. She believes in all the star signs out there. And so we're going to be talking to her perspective as to where she thinks the market is going. And let's see if she's right. So anyways, and we're going to blend that with like, how does that work with psychology? So anyways, it's going to be a really interesting one. I think it's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. So jump on there and yeah, guys, we'll keep seeing you over here. Thanks for your time. Cheers.